At 30, Sam Bankman-Fried was already one of the world's richest people, amassing a fortune of more than $26 billion. He rose to fame by building a multi-billion-dollar business empire in less than 5 years. Yet all it took to bring it crashing back down was just one tweet. Bankman-Fried was once compared to J.P. Morgan and Warren Buffett because of his financial acumen. He took the world by surprise with his rise to fame from humble beginnings. However, he suddenly lost everything and moved back to zero fast. How did this happen? In this video, you're going to see how Sam Bankman-Fried lost his entire fortune overnight because of a single tweet. Let us begin by looking at how Sam Bankman-Fried built a multi-billion-dollar empire in the first place. Born into a family of 2 Stanford law professors, Bankman-Fried grew up in a highly educated home and was expected to take the path of his parents. However, after graduating from MIT in 2014, Bankman-Fried decided not to pursue a career in the academic world. Instead, he chose a career in finance by returning to Jane Street Capital, where he had previously worked as an intern. While working at Jane Street Capital, Bankman-Fried learned the ins and outs of trading. This important business skill would later be put to good use when he stumbled across crypto for the first time years later. In 2017, Bankman-Fried bought his first Bitcoin. Fortunately, this was also the same time that the price of Bitcoin was booming, as Bitcoin surpassed $10,000 for the first time. However, he found another clever way to make endless money from trading Bitcoin. He would buy Bitcoin for a lower price in the United States and sell it for up to 30% more in Japan. Within a short time, he was already actively trading millions of dollars per day. So in November 2017, Bankman-Fried left Jane Street Capital and established a trading firm called Alameda Research. To help run his new company, Bankman-Fried employed former colleagues from Jane Street Capital, including his ex-girlfriend, Carolyn Ellison. This would later become his undoing, but for now, business was going smoothly for Bankman-Fried and his team. At its peak, Alameda Research was transacting up to $25 million per day between international markets. As the business continued to expand, Bankman-Fried saw a need to create his own cryptocurrency exchange to facilitate Alameda's trading business. So in 2019, FTX was formed. FTX is short for Futures Exchange. Bankman-Fried resumed as the CEO while he made his ex-girlfriend, Carolyn Ellison, the new CEO of Alameda Research, even though she had limited experience. Under the new CEO, Alameda Research continued to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in one part of the world and sell them in another to make a huge profit. But now, with the advantage of FTX, they could move more funds quickly and make bigger returns. Because of this, Alameda Research poised itself to investors as a low-risk investment with high yield. While this was going on, FTX was also making money from transaction fees and charges. Each time a user sends or receives a cryptocurrency, they pay a small amount of the money, which can be as low as 0.02% of the total transaction. Even though this amount seems relatively small to the users, FTX made a lot of money from it because of its large user base. In just 2 years, FTX became even bigger. They went from about 200,000 users to more than 1 million users, with an average trading volume of $10 billion daily. Of course, this attracted several investors willing to put their money in FTX. Among the earliest investors was Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, who purchased a 20% stake in FTX for approximately $100 million. FTX also launched their own native cryptocurrency token called FTT. They encouraged users to purchase this new token by giving incentives such as trading discounts. Moreover, FTX promised investors guaranteed liquidity, which means they will always get back their money. Although the FTT token had no intrinsic value, the price quickly rose because of the high demand. So in just over 2 years, the FTT token went from less than $2 to over $80. Needless to say, this changed the life of Bankman-Fried. He debuted on Forbes' list of the world's billionaires with a net worth of $22.5 billion in 2021. But this was just the beginning of his growing influence and power in the world of cryptocurrencies. FTX got the backing of big institutions like SoftBank Capital, Lightspeed Venture Partners, Sequoia Capital, and BlackRock. These investors pumped more than $1.3 billion into FTX, which gave more credibility to the platform. So Bankman-Fried continued to woo more investors by promising them huge returns with little or no risk involved. In addition, Bankman-Fried made some strategic investments to promote the FTX brand. This includes a $210 million deal with leading esports team TSM, a $135 million deal to rename the Miami's Heat Arena, and $6.5 million for an ad slot in a Super Bowl commercial featuring Larry David. He also paid Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary to promote FTX and partnered with celebrities like Steph Curry and Tom Brady. At its peak, FTX became the second largest crypto exchange, while the personal wealth of Bankman-Fried grew to almost $26 billion. Bankman-Fried became the new face of crypto, and he was growing fast and seemed unstoppable until a single tweet changed everything. In the middle of 2022, the crypto world witnessed one of the biggest collapses ever in history. The Terra USD stablecoin, which was supposed to maintain a stable price of $1, dipped as low as 35 cents. This collapse immediately caused a domino effect that wiped over $400 billion in value in the crypto ecosystem. Many companies were affected, including Voyager Digital, Three Arrows Capital, BlockFi, and Celsius. However, amidst this uncertainty, Bankman-Fried was lending money to struggling companies like BlockFi and Voyager Digital in an action that earned him comparisons to J.P. Morgan loaning money to banks in the early 20th century. So no one ever imagined that his own house was not in order, until a leaked balance sheet revealed a startling secret. In November 2022, CoinDesk published an article that revealed that much of the assets held by Alameda Research were in the FTT token issued by FTX. This article immediately raised some concerns about the solvency of FTX and the financial health of Alameda Research. However, many people did not pay attention at first, until a few days later when a single tweet sent the entire crypto industry into a frenzy. Before this event, Bankman-Fried spent about $2.1 billion to buy back Binance's stake in FTX. However, Changpeng Zhao, CZ, the CEO of Binance, took to Twitter to announce his intention to sell the FTT holdings that Binance took as part of its exit from FTX in 2021. This tweet from CZ sent the crypto market into a frenzy as people rushed to withdraw their funds from FTX. Initially, Bankman-Fried and his team tried to hide what was going on. He posted in a now-deleted tweet that FTX is fine, while Carolyn Ellison immediately replied to CZ that Alameda will happily buy all of Binance's FTT tokens for $22. But it was too late to save the bleeding company. In just 72 hours, FTX witnessed $6 billion in withdrawals, forcing the company to pause withdrawals. On November 11, 2022, Bankman-Fried finally admitted that FTX didn't have enough funds to pay back customers and filed for bankruptcy. CZ of Binance initially attempted to rescue the company by signing a non-binding letter of intent. However, he did not pull through with the deal when he realized the extent of the damage that had been done by Bankman-Fried and his team. Despite controlling billions of dollars, the operations of FTX and Alameda Research were left in the hands of a few individuals with limited experience. Bankman-Fried worked with a group of close friends, including his ex-girlfriend Carolyn Ellison, whom he made the CEO of Alameda Research. Further investigations revealed that FTX had lent about $10 billion of its customers' funds to Alameda Research. However, only Bankman-Fried, Carolyn, and a few other close associates were aware. Although FTX and Alameda Research were supposed to operate independently of one another, this was not the case. Bankman-Fried made changes to the FTX's code to give Alameda Research special privileges on the platform to allow funds to move freely between them. Alameda Research made several risky bets with customers' funds. They provided billions in funding to more than 200 crypto startups and bailed out failed crypto companies. But all these were done using customers' money. In fact, Bankman-Fried, his co-founder Gary Wand, and other top executives were found to have received a total of $4.1 billion in loans from Alameda Research for personal expenses. Bankman-Fried and his team were able to hide this mess for a very long time by printing more FTT out of thin air as collateral anytime they needed more loans. Before CZ's tweet, the value of FTT was trading well over $24, making it easier to hide the truth about the financial health of Alameda. However, after the tweet, the FTT token became worthless. Bankman-Fried might have been one of the fastest people to rise to the top of the world's richest list in history, but his fall was even faster. He went from being a billionaire to losing all his wealth in less than a week. In the coming weeks, we'll come up with more stories of what, why, how topics. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more like it, consider subscribing to our channel and hit that notification bell to stay up to date.